What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another video. My name is Kris, and the goal of this channel is to help educate and motivate you along your e-commerce journey. Now, today I'm going to be going over something I'm very passionate about, and it's my 5 biggest mistakes I made in my first year as an entrepreneur. Now, I'm not going to be going over them in really any particular order, but I will be saving my favorite for last. Now, for the last 3 months, we have been doing right around $100,000 per month in our e-commerce business. And even though the numbers aren't going up drastically, the workload is going down and the margins are going up, which is what we want. But we did not get here immediately. So these 5 things really helped us get there to where we're at now. So this is a topic I am very passionate about. So my first mistake I made, and this was the very first one I made, was not understanding your numbers. And I do believe that this is why 80% of businesses fail. So really not understanding not only your revenue, but your profit and the breakdown of all of your costs. So I'll give you guys a story. When I first started, before I quit my job, I was doing a side hustle on eBay, and I want to say my numbers were right around between 6 and 7K in revenue per month. That's not take home profit. And I ended up quitting my job because my mentality was, well, hey, if I can do this much part-time, imagine what I can do full-time. Well, in actuality, I was probably only taking away about 3 to 4K profit per month, which, it's kind of scary that someone just leaves their career that they worked so hard to do. But it's more than that. There's all of these hidden fees that you need to be aware of when selling on Amazon that may not be disclosed immediately. So you just need to be cognizant of that. And I see people not be aware of all of the fees, such as when you send something into an Amazon warehouse, there might be transfer fees, or if it's a larger item, you might be getting penalized with a larger fee from that. So just be aware of this, and so you really know what your bottom dollar is, and that will allow you to be comfortable and make those drastic decisions, such as leaving your job or maybe expanding to a new marketplace. This is what you need to know. Now, that does bring me into the sponsor of this ad-free video today, and that is the FBA multi-tool. Now, the FBA multi-tool is a tool for Amazon sellers right now, and it allows you to not only calculate your fees on items, but you can also analyze previous sales history as well as other pertinent information such as competitor stock levels and so much more. And whether you're a beginner or you're someone who has been selling on Amazon for quite a while, I highly recommend checking out this tool, and in the description below I will have a link to a 24-hour free trial, so be sure to check that out. So my second biggest mistake I made was trying to just do everything myself and not getting a mentor sooner, or just networking sooner. And this is something I see people do. They're working from home, and they live in this bubble where they're not actually getting out and they're meeting new Amazon sellers, or they've tried and find a mentor that is going to teach them to speed things up. Now, do you need a mentor to succeed with selling on Amazon? Absolutely not. But will it drastically speed up your results by saving you time and money? 100%. So this is something I wish I would have done sooner. You can find these on YouTube. There's Facebook groups. If you go to meetup.com, you can, maybe Google Amazon meetups or e-commerce meetups, and you'd really be surprised at what you find in your area. But especially if you're in a bigger city, or if you have a bigger city that's close to you, definitely check that out. I think it's going to really help you out. And also, even if it's not a mentor, just a group of people that are similar, like on your same level, to fall back on or bounce ideas back on when things get a little rough, because there are hiccups in the road, and having a solid network of people that have your back, it's one of the most invaluable things you can have in any business venture you go into. So my third biggest mistake I made, and you guys hear me talk about this a lot on my channel, was not finding a VA sooner, so a virtual assistant. Now, I find all of my virtual assistants either on onlinejobs.ph or Fiverr. I have another video for that, but I just want to talk about how my first year, I basically built myself this work prison, and if I stepped away, nothing was getting done, and it just was not good for my mental health to be doing all of these small mundane tasks, and I could not focus on the bigger picture. And not only could I not focus on the bigger picture, it made me almost lose motivation, because when you're spinning your wheels and you're really not getting anywhere, it's hard to stay passionate about it, So it's like one of the reasons why people stay into something is because they start seeing results. And if you don't see that, it's hard to stay focused. Now, I do want to say that It does not take that much money, so there is a huge misconception. I tell people after you make your first $1,000 profit, $200 of that needs to go back into a virtual assistant. And this type of work, you can find someone to outsource for $3 to $4 an hour to start. Like I said, overseas, and that's not cheaping them out or anything. You know, minimum wage is around $2. Now, we do have a virtual assistant that we pay quite a bit more than that, but he deserves it and he did not start off with that. So as they're making you money, you can upscale, but to start, you can just set aside a couple $100s of profit you make. And if you think about it, research and development companies that have research and development teams such as like Coca-Cola or Microsoft, they have a whole research and development side, which is in essence what we're doing here. We're just outsourcing some of our supplier research. So that is mistake number 3. Mistake number 4 is just staying in one business model or getting too comfortable for too long. So my history with this is that it actually goes before I started on e-commerce full time. I started selling on eBay back in 2010 when I was in college, and I was making some pretty good money for being part-time and just being, you know, in school. And people were telling me that, Kris, you can't do this full time. You need to get a full-time job. This isn't possible. And I believed them. I didn't second guess one time that was the case. I immediately took it to heart. But if I could go back in time and tell myself, Kris, do not listen to any of these people, I would be a multimillionaire by now if I would not have listened to them. Because if you're continually progressing and learning ways to make either your business more profitable or getting into more profitable markets, then you're going to be doing better for yourself. So for example, right, I see a lot of people selling books. Now, can you scale the book selling model on Amazon? Absolutely. But is it harder to scale than, let's say, something else, right? Like what I do is sell name brand products on Amazon. Probably. And you know, right now we're doing, I think it's $110,000 in revenue in the last 30 days on our account. You know, we have 3 or 4 virtual assistants. That would not be possible with the book selling model, the way that we currently have things structured. So always be looking for ways to make your time more valuable. And I think that's really going to help you out in the long run. Now, my 5th biggest mistake, and this is the one I am most passionate about, and I see people early on fall into this trap, is not taking it off enough mental time for yourself. So just really understanding that, yes, I need to build this business. I want to build it fast. I want to build it as quickly as possible. However, I need to recharge and focus on things that I'm passionate about or that I care about once or twice a week that's not business related. So this could mean for you, you know, going camping or exercising or ballet or painting, whatever it is, you need to tap into that. Because for me, and I don't mean just do it, you need to really embrace it. Because there were times my first year where I moved across the country, I moved to this beautiful city, and I'm supposed to love life, and I go camping and I'm doing all of these fun things, but I'm still focusing, I'm thinking about the business. I'm feeling bad about taking the time off. And to me, it's one of the biggest regrets I have, because I was not focusing on the present. I was not really embracing and enjoying the present. And I think that's one of the biggest traps people can fall into. So don't be scared to take time, set aside, and completely forget about your business. Because oftentimes what I've found is that you're going to come back with more mental clarity, creativity, and focus, and maybe you can incorporating things that you would have never thought of otherwise. So it's kind of like sleep, right? There's a reason why we sleep. It's to help us learn better. So, keep that in mind. It's okay to stretch your limits a few days in a row. I'm not saying that. And I do think that there is a time and place for it. However, make sure you're being self-aware enough to where you don't fall into those traps. So those are my 5 biggest mistakes. This is meant to be a discussion. I want to hear your guys' thoughts in the description below. What business venture are you doing, and what has been your biggest mistake so far, so people can learn from it. Now, I do want to say really quick that I am launching a training program with my mentorship. I will be doing a video on it after this video. 115 videos long, 12 and a half hours of content, a month mentorship with me, and doing exactly what I do. I'll be dropping a video on that after this one. In the meantime, guys, if you did like this video, feel free to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comment section below what your biggest mistake was. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you guys next time.